Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei was the reincarnation of Tang Sang from Soul Land movie. Before we start, please go support Adolfo Velasquez Zero for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. After so many things that Tang Sang did, he thought that everything would be peaceful, but in the end, even those closest to him can hurt him. I opened my eyes and what a surprise I got. Chapter 1. A little boy who had just been born opened his eyes. At first everything was bright, but little by little everything began to clear up. The boy was completely silent, to his parents' surprise, as it was rare for him to be so still. "Dear, do you think my son is okay?" She said it, a little scared seeing how calm she looked at him. The man, without wasting time, ran off to call the doctor. "Tang Sang, how is it possible I should be dead?" Those were the only words the boy kept repeating to himself until he felt a great pain in his bottom, and couldn't hold it back until he started to cry. "Doctor, it's a somewhat common case, but from what I see, your son will be fine." "Thank you, doctor." The man just nodded to leave the room, leaving mother and son alone. Seconds later a man came in, being her husband, along with a 2-year-old child. "Look, son, he will be your younger brother. You must protect him in the future, yes." The child, without understanding, just burst out laughing, causing both parents to laugh. "Dear, what are we going to call him?" "You had the right, like Hayama. Now it's my turn. And his name will be Issei. It's a name I've always liked." "I like Issei." 5 years later, a little Issei was hiding in the stable since his mother was looking for him. Issei's POV. And to think that 5 years ago I was reborn into this world. This would be my third chance. Honestly, everything is a little different. I have great parents, just like the ones I had in the past. Honestly, thinking about them brings back memories, but it's time to move on. My brother is fun. It's really great to have one, even though he's a bit childish, ha ha ha. Well, I'm hiding because, ever since I was born, my mom has never left me alone, and ever since I learned to walk, the first thing I did was run from her. Ha 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 ha, she instantly caught me and wouldn't let me walk on my own. My father could only watch because he was afraid of my mother. She is very clingy and I have a feeling she'll never leave me, but it's nice to have that kind of family. Normal POV. I found you. Iseei. For instantly he was back in his mother's arms. "Mao Issei-chan, why are you running away from me? Don't you love mommy?" Issei. "Of course, but I want to explode." "Mickey dear, let the little one play, you'll make him lazy." The woman turned around, seeing her husband with a serious look. Instantly Garu ran out without wasting time. Issei thought, wow, father. The woman only hugged him smaller. Mickey was a young woman with light blue hair. Many blushed at her beauty when they saw her, but they couldn't do anything because Garu's gaze scared them. "Mickey, let's eat, yes." Returning home. The Hayate family lived a little further from the village in a country called Iceland. Issei's POV. "I really like this place, it's nice. I forgot to mention one thing, my parents are great too. My mom is good with magic and swords, and my dad is good with fighting and magic. They're both known for beings I never thought I'd see in my life. My brother has something called sacred gear in which he has a dragon named Drake. It's great to talk to him." Normal POV. Garu, Issei, tomorrow is the day. Issei, what happens tomorrow? Garu, we'll see what you're good at. Maybe you're talented in magic or weapons. Mickey, I have so many ideas. Hayama, maybe you have something like me. It would be great if we both fought, ha 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 ha. Mickey, no more sibling fights, okay? Hayama, okay, mom. Mickey, don't worry, son, everything will be fine. Issei just nodded as he started eating on his own. The next day both parents started with Mickey approaching Issei and placing her hand on his chest. Seconds later he closed his eyes to search for something. Seconds later he opened them in surprise. Mickey, nothing. Garu, what? Mickey, he has no magic power. Garu, then? Issei, sorry. But immediately he received a hug from his mother. followed by his father and brother. Mickey, it doesn't matter, son, I'll always take care of you. Garu, we'll teach you a little about swordplay. Hayama, I'm going to protect you, brother. I'll become very strong, you'll see. Mickey, as long as I'm here, no one will touch you, son. So let's go to town and get something to eat. Giving them a quality smile, Issei knew they were both sad about what happened, but he didn't say anything. All he did was give them a smile. Issei's POV. I know you both look sad, but it's better this way. I don't want you to worry anymore. Since I was reborn, the first thing I did was check what I had, and to my great surprise I still had my spiritual rings and weapons. Also, the trident, but unfortunately, I still see and use it since my cultivation is low. But since I found out, I started farming and now I guess I'm at level 14. It's a bit surprising, to be honest. Maybe it's because we're in a very clean place. Normal POV. Issei thought, I'll protect them, I promise. For now, it's better if they don't know. I'll tell them until I'm strong enough. The family arrived at the town. All the inhabitants greeted them upon seeing the family. Since it was a small town, everyone knew each other. Minutes later they arrived at their destination to take their seats. Garu, my dear, I was recently informed of some mild attacks by some renegades and fallen. Mickey, where? She said it very seriously, causing Garu to swallow in fear. Garu, don't worry about Russia. I've already sent someone I trust. But it's rare for them to attack like that out of nowhere. Mickey, this is not normal, dear. Someone is planning to do something. Hayama, what's going on, Dad? Garu, nothing, son, eat in peace. Mickey, you guys just enjoy. Issei obviously knew what was going on, so he decided to cultivate faster. He knew his parents were strong, but he wanted to help them even more. What he wanted was to have a happy life, something better than his previous lives. Time passed and both parents tried to teach Issei how to use the sword. He decided to refuse, but his father insisted. But for having done that, Mickey hit him for trying to force his son. With the free time his parents gave him, Issei focused on growing more as well as going hunting secretly from his parents, using the blue grass to capture animals. Time passed and another 5 years passed. Issei was already 10 years old, and Hayama 12. The eldest decided to go train with some of his parents' friends. Obviously Mickey didn't want to, but in the end Garu convinced her. The only one who suffered was Issei, since now his mother was more attached to him, causing him to pause his training for a while. Chapter 2. 6 years later, a young man with light blue hair was finishing shopping in the town. Issei, you have grown a lot. Issei, thank you, ma'am, your vegetables are always the best. The best for my best client, but don't tell anyone, okay? Issei, as you order, ma'am, he. He went home, greeted by everyone since he was well known. Upon arriving home and putting his things away, he sat down. Issei's POV. Time has passed faster than I thought, but it's good to have a normal life. Normal POV. I hear the door open, it being his parents. Mickey, Issei-chan, you're back. Issei, it's been a while, but now that you're here I can talk to you. Garu, what's up, son? Issei, I want to go study where my older brother is. Garu, CLA. Mickey, no. Garu, because. Mickey, I don't want my beautiful son to go, and those girls wouldn't leave him alone. Garu, he's already 16, and he needs to see more of the world. Besides, are you planning on locking him up for life or something? Mickey, that's the idea. Both father and son had a drop of sweat at what they had just heard. Issei, Mom, I want to explode, and well, I already talked to my brother, and he will get me a room. Mickey, they don't plan to live together. Issei, it would be weird, besides it's better this way. Garu, you already have everything planned, right? Issei, yes, and well. Standing up, he showed a sheet of paper to his parents, shocking Mickey as it was a letter stating that he was admitted to the academy. Garu, wow, ha, you already had everything. Both of them just listened as something fell while Mickey didn't know what to say. Issei, I know he's going to hate me for doing this, but I'll take this opportunity to leave. Garu, it's for the best. And don't worry, she'll understand in a few days, I think. Issei, thanks, Dad. Giving him a hug that the man reciprocated. Garu, that's demon territory, and if something happens you call, okay? Issei, of course. Going to his room to take out the suitcase he had hidden and then bend down and kiss his mother on the forehead and then leave. Now that I'm away from everyone, I smile, as I'd been wanting to explode for a while. So I decide to walk to Japan. That would take many days, but Issei would take advantage of the night to fly while he explored during the day. With every place he looked at, he was amazed at how cool it was. And after so much time, he arrived in Japan, where he headed to his brother's apartment. The good thing is that it was Saturday. Upon arriving, I knock on the door, which was opened by a brown-haired man. Hayama, hey little brother, you're finally here. Issei, I would have arrived earlier, but I honestly wanted to explore the world a little. Hayama, I understand you. I did the same thing, ha 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 ha. Letting him in, where they both sat down to talk about everything that had happened for so many years. Hayama, ha 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 ha, you were Mom's stuffed animal. Issei, they were horrible days honestly, but Dad helped me. Hayama, there was a time when I wanted to go back, but just thinking about how upset I would be, I'd better let that idea go. Issei, and tell me what the academy is like. Hayama, it's good, I made a lot of friends. Issei, something happened, right? Hayama, believe me, a lot has happened. Issei, tell me. Hayama, I'm a demon now. Issei, what? Drake, love made him stupid. Issei, I see. How long, Drake? How about? Drake, fine, thank you. Issei, well brother, what does what Drake said mean? Hayama, hee, I met her our freshman year, and well, we got along. Little by little, we started dating, and boom, we became boyfriend and girlfriend. Issei, as my father told me, only a high-class demon can turn a human into a demon. Hayama, well, her name is Rias, and she's beautiful. I decided to become a devil so we could be together. We also recently got engaged. Issei, huh? Hayama, they wanted to marry her off, and well, we had a rating game and I crushed that guy for trying something against my girls. Issei, my? Hayama, ha 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 ha, I also go out with someone named Akeno, and one named Kaneko, he she's a bit serious but cute. Issei, wow, you want to die, right? Hayama, eh? Of course not, why do you say that? Issei, you know how Mom will feel when she finds out. Hayama instantly reacted and remembered that he hadn't told him anything about what he had done. He quickly got on his knees. Hayama, you have to help me, I'm still too young to die. Issei, our meeting lasted a short time, but it was enough, I'll bring you flowers. Hayama, oh come on, don't say that, it scares me. Issei, ha 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 ha, you'll find a solution. Hayama, yeah, right? Anyway, let's go, I'll take you back to your apartment. I'd like you to stay here, but I live with them, ha 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 ha. Issei, you should think before you act, you know. Hayama, I know. Putting on a pair of shoes to leave his house. They walked while exchanging words until they reached their destination. Issei, what did Mao Lucifer say when he found out whose children you were? Hayama, he had a look of astonishment on his face, and to think that our parents were so well known. Issei, you can say that. But anyway, thanks and good luck. The other just let out a sigh and went home to think of a plan. Issei took the lotus position to continue cultivating. Hours later he stood up to go for a walk. It was around 10 at night, and everything was silent in the streets. Issei didn't pay much attention to it since he was used to that silence. He felt a bit of negative energy not far from where he was, and to avoid any problems he decided to take another route since he didn't want to attract attention. But suddenly he stopped feeling that energy and felt a more pleasant one that seemed strange to him, and without thinking twice he went to that place. I jump over the houses until I reach my destination, landing not far from the person. Looking up, he opened his eyes in surprise, as did the person. Issei, Qianrenxue, Tang Sang. Without thinking twice, she summoned a golden sword and then went against him. Issei reflexively summoned his hammer to stop her attack. Issei, wait, this isn't a place to fight. Stopping the blonde's attack, upon hearing that she stopped trying to stand up in front of him. Issei, how is it possible? Qianrenxue, same here. I thought I'd never see you again after that battle. Issei, so many things happened and the question is why did you attack me? I thought we ended that battle on good terms. Qianrenxue, a reflection I guess. Issei, let's go somewhere else. Qianrenxue just nodded as she felt someone approaching. They both walked away until they were a little far away and both sat on a bench. Qianrenxue, of all people, seriously. Issei, well, sorry. Qianrenxue, it's okay. But what happened to you? One day, out of nowhere, they said you died. Issei, I was betrayed by my friends and well by the woman I was going to marry in addition to my own sect. Qianrenxue, wait, like. Issei, I trained a lot to protect everyone and well maybe they were afraid of me and well they attacked me when I least expected it. Qianrenxue, I guess you didn't do anything, right? Issei, honestly, I didn't feel like defending myself, I had nothing. My parents had died a long time ago, they did it. Qianrenxue, sorry. Issei, okay, it's in the past, I guess. And what happened to you? Qianrenxue, your friends made a lot of mess, she was powerful but not that much for so many cultivators. In the end she died and when I opened my eyes again Pam was in front of a bearded man. Issei, wow. Qianrenxue, I took it easy, and then so many things happened that I even had a headache. It was so many years of conflict. Issei, I see. Before continuing, I'll tell you that my name is now Hayate Issei, a pleasure. Qianrenxue, nice to meet you and well, I forgot too and now my name is Gabriel. Issei, then that sword. Gabriel, I had it made, unfortunately I couldn't grow it since I have magic but I'm not complaining, I like it. Issei, now you are a real angel, ha ha ha. Gabriel, when I attacked you I saw something that left me in shock. Do you have your rings? Issei, yes. Gabriel, how envious, but wait then you are very strong. Issei, something. Gabriel, wow, but you know I like this world even though my father is dead I have brothers who love me, they are great. Issei, same here, my parents are amazing and my brother, well he's fun. Gabriel, no more unnecessary wars. Issei, yes, but what were you doing here? You shouldn't be up there. Gabriel, it's boring and every now and then I go down to kill some rogue demons. Issei, okay. Gabriel, and what are you doing here? Issei, walking in 2 days I will go to my first day of classes. The truth is I know little since well my mother did not let me leave the house. Gabriel, interesting. Standing up, he then gave her a smile. Gabriel, you're the only one I know something, I hope we get along, I mean Issei. Issei, same here. Extending her hand, Gabriel took it. Seconds later she returned home with an idea and Issei to his house. Chapter 3. The young man with light blue hair stood in front of his new classmates with a slight smile while most of them were shocked, except the girls, because of how cute he was. Teacher, please introduce yourself. Issei. Hello everyone, my name is Hayate Issei and I come from Iceland. I came to study in Japan since my older brother is here too. I hope we get along well. Making a slight bow, he then heard the teacher order him to sit towards the back seat. Classes went by normally, and Issei paid close attention, wanting to learn so many things. The girls, seeing how diligent he was, couldn't help but sigh, not even paying attention to the class. At lunchtime, Hayama went to his homeroom causing some girls to scream as he was popular. Hearing that they were both siblings, the girls were happy to study at the same academy. After a few minutes of walking they reached their destination, the occult club. Hayama, guys, I want to introduce you to my younger brother. Issei, nice to meet you all, my older brother has told me some things about you, I hope we get along. Rias, it's a pleasure to meet a member of your family. Issei, I know it's a bit late, but congratulations on your engagement. Rias, thank you. Akeno, you don't look much alike, even though you're the youngest, you're taller than your brother. Hayama, yes, he's better than me in that regard, but it doesn't matter. Rias, you like the city? Issei, it's a quiet place from what I've seen. Rias, if anything happens, don't hesitate to contact us so we can help. Issei, I understand, and thank you very much. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to do. Once again, it's a pleasure to meet all of my brother's partners. It's imperative, but he's a good person. Leaving the room, Issei left everyone smiling at how polite he was. Time passed and classes ended. Issei was walking home until he stopped when he saw a blonde-haired girl sitting on a bench, looking at him. Issei, Gabriel, something's wrong. Gabriel, nothing, and from what I see, you just finished studying, because you do it. Issei, I didn't have the opportunity before because of so many conflicts, but today I have the opportunity and I won't let it go. Gabriel, well, that's true. Issei, you want to go get a coffee? Gabriel, of course. Standing up and walking as Issei followed her, minutes later they were both sitting with a cup of coffee in their hands. Gabriel, I came down from heaven for one thing, and that is that exorcists will soon arrive in this city. Issei, something's wrong. Gabriel, some swords have been stolen, and well, my brother sent them to see if they can recover them. Issei, I'll be honest, but that wouldn't be very dangerous for young people. Gabriel, I know, and that's why I'm here to make sure nothing bad happens to you. Obviously, no one knows I'm here. Issei, I understand. Gabriel, Issei, do you want to help me find the person responsible? Issei, let's be honest, Gabriel, you already know who it is, right? Gabriel, ha 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 ha, as clever as ever, and you're right, I know who it is. Issei, your power is more than enough. Gabriel, I'm a little jealous of you since you have everything. And I had to have my sword remade, even though it's not the same. Issei, I can imagine, but I'm somewhat surprised you didn't fall for it, having such an attitude. Gabriel, hey, don't say that. Issei, but I'm right. Gabriel, but you're right. They both just laughed at what was said. Issei, but don't worry, nothing bad will happen since my brother is the Security, and he's not that weak. Gabriel, so he's your brother. You have an interesting family again. But it's okay, and tell me, Issei, what are your plans? I don't think you'll just study. Issei, I will create the Tang sect again. Gabriel, I still remember how much damage you did with those hidden weapons. Issei, it won't be that easy, but well, this time I have to wait to find trustworthy people. He lowered his gaze slightly as he finished speaking those words. Seconds later, he felt a hand on top of his own, and when he looked up, it was hers. Gabriel, this time it won't be like that, you'll see. Issei, thank you. They both continued their conversation until they went out for a walk, while laughing a man stood in front of them both. A flower for a brother, miss. Putting it almost in Gabriel's face, making her just look at him seriously. Gabriel, don't you have any manners? And I refuse to accept anything from someone like you. Come with me, I have a beautiful, latest year car, you'll love it. Gabriel, what an idiot, don't you see I have company? He looks like someone poor, he won't be able to give you anything that I have. Gabriel, I see. But I don't want to go because from what I can see, a car is on fire behind you. But what? Turning around and noticing how his car was about to explode, but in the end it didn't. Gabriel just took Issei's hand and then took out a pair of his wings and took flight. They stayed like that for a few moments until they came down. Issei, same old attitude. Gabriel, that's what most idiots are like. Issei, the first time we met all you wanted was to kill me. Gabriel, I intended to recruit you but you were very stubborn. Issei, I had a lot on my mind. Gabriel, yeah, well. Tell me what level you're at right now. Issei, 78. Gabriel, not bad, if we put it on the level of this place you would be like a step towards God. Issei, from what I've heard, there have been many wars between the three factions. Gabriel, too many. It was a headache, all those battles again. Issei, in short, you are more V. He couldn't finish as he felt a sword on his neck and slowly turned around to see her smiling. Gabriel, I didn't hear you because of the wind, something's wrong. Issei, nothing, I just said that you have much more experience in battles. Gabriel, a little. Removing his sword from Issei's neck where he let out a sigh. Gabriel, honestly, you're the first friend I've made. Honestly, I don't socialize much with others because, well, I can read their hearts and know what they want. Issei, it must be difficult. Gabriel, yes. I know it's a bit selfish, but. Issei, whenever you want to talk, don't hesitate to call me. Gabriel, thank you. You know, if there hadn't been any conflicts between you and the spiritual office, I have a feeling we would have been good friends. Issei, I think the same. But well, it's a bit late, you should go back home. Gabriel just gave him a small smile before taking off his wings and leaving. Seconds later Issei also made his way home, but when he arrived he opened his door and entered. He only took off his shoes just to hear a knock on his door. Upon opening it, he opened his eyes in surprise to see who was standing in front of him. Gabriel, hi, my name is Gabriel and I just moved here. I hope we get along. Giving him a smile, making Issei just smile back. Issei, my name is Issei and I say the same. Extending his hand, which she took, they both instantly started laughing at the situation. Chapter 4. 2 days later Issei and Gabriel talked, becoming good friends. Gabriel's POV. I never thought Issei and I would end up being good friends. In the past, maybe we'd be called crazy, given the way things are going. Now that I think about it, I don't know much about him or his abilities either. There are still things I don't know about him. Normal POV. Gabriel, the 2 exorcists arrived today. Issei, what do you have planned? Gabriel, nothing, I'll just observe and well, if something happens I'll interfere. Issei, I understand. But what are you doing in my house? You shouldn't be in yours. Gabriel, I have nothing to do and well, neither do you. Issei, because you think I have nothing to do. Gabriel, I see you calm, besides the fact that you didn't go to the academy. Issei, I don't have the uniform yet, so I'll have to wait for some. Besides, vacation is coming up soon. Gabriel, I see. Hey, can I ask you a big favor? Issei, what's up? Gabriel, there's going to be a meeting with the leaders in a few days, and I want you to go too. Issei, and why me? Gabriel, it will be boring and it would be nice to have some company. Issei, you should have gone out more in the past, you know. Gabriel, also, someone I don't like will be going. Issei, what kind of person earned your hatred? Gabriel, there are many people, but well, she acts like a child and she is a Mao. Issei, I understand. But anyway, I have to go out and buy things for dinner. Gabriel, and that. Issei, my brother and his partners will come tonight. Gabriel, couples. Issei, what things no? Gabriel, well, in this place that's normal, I think more for a dragon. Issei, well, I have things to do, so go home. Gabriel, cheer up, I'll go shopping with you. Issei, because I should be happy about that. Gabriel, you won't go alone. Issei, let's go then. Gabriel, good. They both headed to the supermarket to buy everything they needed for dinner, and half an hour later they returned home. Issei, what's up? Gabriel, I'll help you cook. Issei, you know how to cook. Gabriel, hey, that offends me. Issei, I'll be honest, I thought the only thing on your mind was fighting. Gabriel, that's really what you thought of me. Issei, yes. Gabriel, okay, I understand. But let me help you. Issei, okay. They both started cooking until Gabriel wanted to satisfy his curiosity. Gabriel, Issei, what happened to the girl who was always by your side, shall we know? Issei, upon hearing that name, stopped cutting the carrot, Gabriel, upon noticing that, felt a great sadness in Issei. Before she could apologize, he spoke. Issei, she finished killing me. Gabriel, sorry for asking, really. Issei, it's okay, it's something in the past now. After so much suffering, she ended my torment and stuck a knife in my heart. Gabriel, you don't mind how you were paid for everything you did. Issei, there's no point in getting upset now. I was just surprised at first that all of that happened. Gabriel, Issei, after our battle, you trained so hard, I don't think you wouldn't continue. Issei, not much, really. Gabriel, good. Continuing with the cooking, 2 hours later they finished. Issei, you don't want to stay. Gabriel, better not, it will be for next time, and I have to see what those 2 girls will do. Issei, good luck. She just gave him a smile and then left. Some time later, Hayama and company arrived and had a good time. He told Issei about the arrival of the 2 girls. Issei just nodded at everything since he was informed of what was going on. Days later, Issei continued with his routine, studying and training, and occasionally talking to Gabriel. Until one night she knocked on his door. Issei, what's up? Gabriel, that idiot Kokobile is about to attack the Gremry heiresses and Citri. Issei, what will you do? Gabriel, stop him before. Issei, better let it happen, besides nothing will happen to them since Hayama is there. Gabriel, that's true, I had forgotten. Issei, he can defeat the fallen, he is not that weak. Gabriel, well, my mistake. Entering the house and taking a seat on the sofa. Issei, don't you think it would be better for you to live here since you spent more time in this place? He said it in a joking tone, and when he was about to tell her, she stood up and made the wall that linked Issei's room with hers disappear. Seconds later, I create some friendly circles to accommodate everything being a single department. Issei only had a drop of sweat for everything seen. Gabriel, you like it? Issei, I was just joking and look at the result. Gabriel, you should improve your jokes. Issei, well, it's done. Gabriel, hey Issei, and you're still thinking about creating a sect? Issei, of course. Gabriel, well, I'll be second to the leader. Issei, and since when did I accept that? Gabriel, since always. Issei, besides, you already belong to a faction. Gabriel, I can handle both, and this will be fun. I'll find people to help us. Issei, I have a feeling you've got everything ready. Gabriel, something like that. Issei, I see. Gabriel, well, since there's nothing to do you want to watch a movie or play a game? Issei, whatever. Gabriel, let's watch a movie. Issei, my parents told me before that Miss Gabriel was very kind and cheerful and very considerate, and seeing you makes her feel cheated. Gabriel, I don't know who spread such nonsense. Issei, why haven't you fallen is my question. Gabriel, ha 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 ha, you'll find out in the future. Come on, take a seat. It's time to watch the movie. Issei just let out a sigh and took a seat. Time passed and Hayama defeated the cadre without much difficulty, in addition to meeting his enemy that he would see in the future. Issei, to his own surprise, adapted easily to living with Gabriel, just like her. Both brothers met in the schoolyard and then sat on the grass near the field. Hayama, I didn't tell our parents anything about the meeting. Issei, you did the right thing. Hayama, yes, since our parents, well, you know more about our mother. Issei, then I won't come that day, I have something to do. Hayama, hey, you want to come to the leaders' meeting? You might be surprised to see so many powerful people in one place. Issei, it wouldn't be a bother to be there. Hayama, you're not my brother at all, they'll understand. Issei, okay, I'll go. Hayama, great, then we'll see each other then. I have to go. The girls are waiting for me. Issei just nodded and sat there watching so much peace. Chapter 5. After a night, both young people were having breakfast. Gabriel, yesterday my brother called me and told me that everything was resolved. Issei, that's good. Gabriel, hey, I notice you're a little sleepy, is something wrong? Issei, tomorrow is Parents' Day and well, I won't be going to the academy. Gabriel, your parents won't be coming. Issei, they don't even know, and it's better that way. You don't know what kind of mother I have. Having a slight chill remembering everything that happened. Gabriel, tell me, Issei, do you want to go to an amusement park? Issei, and that. Gabriel, I'll be honest, I've never been to one and well, I've had that desire for a long time. Issei, sure it will be fun. Gabriel, great, then I'll go back to heaven and leave some papers ready so I don't have anything tomorrow. Issei, good luck. She just stood up to leave the house with a smile. Issei's day was peaceful as he spent most of it improving his skill. He meditated until night fell. He stood up and let out a sigh to notice that Gabriel had not arrived yet. Before he went to take a bath, he received a call. Issei, yes. Gabriel, Issei, see you at the park tomorrow at 10, okay? Issei, okay. The call was instantly cut off, leaving Issei with some doubts as to why he didn't return, but he put that aside. The next day, Issei was sitting on a park bench wearing black pants and a blue shirt with a ponytail. Minutes later, a blonde stood in front of him. Gabriel, on time. Issei looked up and was a little surprised since he looked fine. Issei, you look pretty. Upon hearing that word, she couldn't help but blush slightly. Gabriel, thank you. Gabriel, but well, less talk and more fun. Taking Issei's hand and going to the amusement park. Upon arrival, they bought a bracelet to go on all the rides, as well as a VIP pass. Many people were left with their mouths open upon seeing the couple, especially the boys, due to Gabriel's beauty. She noticed such looks and just took Issei's arm, putting it between her breasts, causing the light blue-haired boy to shiver. The day passed peacefully for both of them as they rode many rides and ate things they had never tried before. Just as the day came, it went, and they both headed home. Gabriel, it was an amazing day, really. Issei, it was the truth. Gabriel, the meeting will be later, I'll go first, I'll wait for you there, okay? Issei, unable to respond, noticed how she left the place. The only thing he could do was let out a sigh and go home to put on something more comfortable. Some time later, the leaders were gathered at Khaos' academy. On the angel side there were Michael, Gabriel and Irina. On the fallen side there were only Azazel and Vala, and on the demon side the two Maos Surzek and Seraphal along with Rias and Sona and their entourages. Before anyone could start the conversation, the door was opened by a light blue-haired man. Hayama, you took a long time. Issei, yes, sorry. Azazel, excuse me, who you are? Hayama, he is my brother, I told you about him, not Surzek. Surzek, I know, and don't worry, he knows everything. Michael, well, since we're all here, let's get this started. Both brothers just moved away a little. Hayama saw Gabriel looking in their direction, thinking it was him. Hayama, is it just me or is that blonde girl keeping staring at me? Issei, it must be your imagination. Hayama, I'm irresistible, ha 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 ha. Issei, whatever you say. Taking a seat to listen to the leader's conversation, for a moment he closed his eyes and was surprised to notice the power of the three, and it was amazing. Everything was going well until time stopped, making everyone alert. Gabriel, problems are coming, so much peace seems strange to me. Azazel, don't worry Gabriel, I'll protect you. Giving her a smile, but she just frowned at him. Gabriel, I can take care of myself, so stay away, you're in my way. Issei wanted to laugh, but he managed to cover his mouth, but he was still heard, but no one said anything to him about the situation. Instantly the wall was destroyed, showing a slightly tanned woman with a big smile. Kateria, I'm glad you're all here so we can put an end to all of you fake demons. Seraphal, don't say that. Kateria, don't say anything, you don't deserve the title of Leviathan, that only belongs to me. Seconds later Azazel launched himself at her to fight while some against the magicians. Hayama asked Issei to stay there so he wouldn't get hurt. Gabriel, what things no? Issei, you're not going. Gabriel, it's not worth it. Issei, now that I think about it, Do you think that by killing a creature here you can obtain a ring? Gabriel, you know, I've been curious about that for a while. You want to find out later? Issei, I will, there are things I don't know about this place. In the distance, Michael had a surprised expression as he saw his sister talking to a man with a slight smile. He knew that his sister was known for being strong and distant with men, but she was also known for her bad temper toward most men, since he rarely saw her smile. She was curious about Issei but decided to wait for another time. The battles continued until Azazel defeated Kateria, but the price he had to pay was his arm. Before he could say anything, he received a blow from Vala that left him embedded in the ground. Vala, this will be fun. I never thought my opponent would be someone as renowned as me. Hayama, whatever you say. Vala, I hope you can entertain me. I want to see how strong the current Sekiryutai is. I want to see if you can do anything to me. Hayama, are you a fighting addict? Valley, as far as I know, your useless brother was born without powers. That means if I kill him, you'll give me some fun. Hayama, I know what you want to do and believe me, you just achieved it. Taking a few steps to activate his armor, seconds later he was in front of Vala where the battle began. Gabriel, I admit he is strong. Issei, I know. Watching his brother fight for the first time, he was a little surprised to see such things. Gabriel, Issei, I like you. Upon hearing those words, he slowly shook his head with his eyes wide open as he had not expected those words. Issei, don't you think this is a bad time to say that? Gabriel, I know, I wanted to say it at the playground but I didn't have the chance, and well it just came out, ha 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 ha. Issei, we can talk about it at home. Gabriel, of course, but I expect a positive response or you'll know the consequences. Issei could only swallow saliva from what he had just heard. Vala, seeing that without thinking, sent several attacks to the couple. Hayama, seeing that, was about to go but Vala stopped him. Gabriel was about to activate a barrier but Issei stepped forward and with his own hands deflected the attacks. Gabriel just watched as Issei held his hand with a smile. Gabriel thought, so this is how it feels to be protected by the person you like. It's nice, I like it. Some, seeing what Issei did, were surprised, but Hayama no longer knew that Issei could have any ability. But he put it aside and continued with his battle. Issei just thought about what he would say to explain what he had just done. Since his body moved by instinct, but he didn't care since he didn't want to see anyone hurt in his presence. Chapter 6. The battle between the two celestial dragon wielders had intensified. Both were giving their all, especially Hayama, who was a little upset since they had attacked a member of his family. After a few more hits, Vala fell to the ground where his armor dispersed. Vala, you are worthy of being my rival. Hayama, you'd better get out of here or you'll never see tomorrow. Valley, ha 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 ha, you'll see. I'll show you more of my power. Giving a few words of his chant, but then the barrier was destroyed, falling beside him Biko. Vala didn't want to leave, but in the end, he had no choice. As soon as he left, a silence formed, which someone broke. Hayama, Issei, what was that from a little while ago? Issei, I don't know, I just felt like my body moved on its own. Hayama, really? Issei, who won by lying? Hayama, you're right, you're bad at that. Issei, I thought it would be a nice night but look at the result. Hayama, sorry. Issei, I'll go home, see you later. Hayama simply waved goodbye as he watched his brother leave. After that, they continued the meeting until it came to an end. The one who was in the greatest hurry to leave was Gabriel, and as soon as the meeting ended, she literally flew out of the place. Some were surprised by this, especially Michael, since he didn't know what was happening to his sister. Gabriel, as soon as he arrived home, the first thing he saw was Issei standing near the window. Gabriel, you know these minutes felt long and well, give me your answer. Issei, first of all, because after all the damage I did to you. Gabriel, those were different times. We both struggled to get far and had to sacrifice a lot. But we were given another chance, so we shouldn't waste it. Issei, there are better guys. Gabriel, don't be more of a fool than you are. We haven't spent much time together, but that's more than enough to see how amazing you are. Issei, I see. Gabriel, I know that. Issei, equivalent exchange. I'll give you half of my life, if you give me half of yours. Giving him a smile, Gabriel just ran up to him to hug him. Gabriel, my whole life belongs to you from now on, so make it happy, yes. Issei, I'll do my best. They were like that for a few minutes. Issei wanted to separate, but she didn't want to let him go. Gabriel, well then what do couples do since, well, I've never had one. Issei, just act as you should. Gabriel, okay. Issei, well, let's go rest, it's been a long day. She just nodded with a big smile and then went to her room. A few days passed, and Gabriel always had that big smile, which surprised many of those closest to her, since it was rare. Hayama, hey Issei, tomorrow the vacation starts, what are you doing? Issei, I'll go home and you? Hayama, I have to go to the underworld, you know. Issei, you're not running away, are you? Hayama, of course not. I'll go later. I haven't seen them in a while, so good luck. Leaving at full speed while Issei just let out a sigh since he knew he was running away. The next day Issei headed home. Gabriel wanted to go, but Issei stopped her since he first had to prepare his mother, and that he would not commit a murder in her presence. It didn't take long to reach his destination, where when he was about to knock on the door he let out a sigh, and when he was about to do so the door exploded and Mickey came out hugging Issei. Mickey, my Issei-chan. Using a lot of strength where he felt his life was slipping away. Issei, Mom, I can't breathe in my bones. Mickey, it's been so many days. Seconds later an angry man came out and hit Issei without regret. Garu, what an idiot, hugs my wife. Issei, Dad, I am your son, Issei. Garu was about to say something to him but felt a great fear and slowly turned around. Mickey, Anada, how dare you? Garu, I can explain. Mickey just grabbed him by the neck and then put him on her shoulders, breaking part of his back. The whole town heard his cry of pain, causing many to just laugh. Issei should have come back. I miss those screams, that makes me weird. It's normal for that family to act like that, ha 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 ha. Minutes later Issei and Mickey were eating while she had a big smile. Garu, because I only have one tortilla with salt. Mickey, do you want more salt? No, that's fine. Mickey, Issei-chan, I missed you because you left like that. Issei, I wanted to explore and everything is great. Mickey, I see, and how is your brother? Issei, he's fine. Mickey, that kid will give me something one day, so many years and he hasn't come home. Issei, he's busy with so many things. Mickey, tell me Issei-chan, what is the name of the girl he is with? He instantly spat out his food while Mickey continued to smile. Issei, how is it? Mickey, I have my contacts but I told them not to tell me anything, so if you love me Issei-chan you will tell me. Issei, her name is Rias Gremory and well there is also one called Akeno, Asia, Kaneko and I think only them. He instantly felt a great chill and without hesitation he stood behind his father. Garu, because you spoke that was a secret. As he said the last thing he covered his mouth. Mickey, now, my husband keeps secrets from me, I don't like that. Garu, we can talk about it dear, yes. Mickey, run. Garu, pause, what do I want them for? Running at full speed out of the house. Mickey, finish your food Issei, we'll talk later. Issei nodded without hesitation and took a seat at the table while Garu screamed for help. Issei, good luck Dad. Continuing with his meal while elsewhere Hayama felt a chill but didn't take it too seriously and continued with his own business. Chapter 7. While Garu was lying in a corner all beaten up, Mickey was in the kitchen with a smile watching her son. Mickey, and my dear, you will tell me everything. Issei, I'm just passing by. I don't really know much but if I'm honest they love each other. Mickey, I don't mind that he has a partner, what bothers me is that he hasn't told me. Issei, we know how you are, Mom, it's difficult. Mickey, I understand. So I have no choice but to go to the underworld. Issei, because. Mickey, as his mother, I should at least punish him for what he did. Issei, I understand. Mickey, well, Issei-chan, what is your partner's name? Issei, because he thinks I have. Mickey, son, you brought out my beauty, it's obvious that I would have someone close and well, you'll tell me. Issei, his name is Gabriel. Mickey, it's not who I'm thinking of, right? Issei, that's right. Mickey, first of all, how did you meet her? Issei, coincidentally, we talked a little and well, over time we became friends. Mickey, I see, but I still have to talk to her to see if she's worthy of my son. Issei, okay. Mickey, okay, we're leaving tomorrow. Issei could only nod and then go to sleep a little. The next day the family made their way to the underworld without any complications. Upon reaching their destination, the Gremory mansion, they were quickly allowed in. Both patriarchs let them in and they stayed in the room until a certain group arrived. A person seeing two blue-haired men wanted to leave, but it was too late. Mickey, Hayama. Without hesitation, he went to her and knelt down, sweating with fear at his mother's serious expression. Mickey, something to say. Hayama, I only know that there are traitors in the family. Garu, it was your brother. Mickey, Issei-chan did the right thing and did it right. Hayama, I wanted to go see you, but you know there was no time, ha 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 ha. Mickey, you were rebellious as a child, you should be more considerate to your mother. Hayama, sorry, Mom. Mickey, so now you're a demon. Hayama, you don't like it. Mickey, if that's what you want, I can't do anything. But so many women at once. Hayama, hee, what things no. Mickey, you should go slower like your brother. Hayama, as far as I know, he doesn't have anyone close to him. Mickey, you didn't tell him. Issei, just passed by. Hayama, I'm behind on news happening here. Garu, you're going to be surprised, just like I was. Your brother's partner is nothing less than the most beautiful angel. Hayama just opened his eyes in surprise as he really didn't expect such news. Hayama, first of all, how? Issei, just passing by. Hayama, but they only saw each other on the day of the meeting. Issei, things happened. Hayama, I thought Ami was looking at me that day, but what a mistake. Still, wow, you're amazing for pulling that off. Issei, I see. Mickey, well, since everything's settled, go do your thing. I have to talk to Rias-chan's parents. Without hesitation, Hayama ran out of the place with his companions. Issei, so as not to disturb them, decided to go for a walk until he received a call. Issei, something's wrong. Gabriel, I'm bored, where are you? Issei, in the underworld. Gabriel, I thought you were going to see your parents. Issei, that's what I did, and well, they found out about my brother's relationship, and well, here I am. Gabriel, I see, and Issei, I told you about us and she wants to meet you. Gabriel, I didn't expect that. Issei, don't worry, take your time. Gabriel, for some reason I'm nervous. How I should act or what I should wear. Issei, just be yourself, my mom doesn't like it when you pretend to be someone else. Gabriel, it's okay. But at that moment I hear a somewhat annoying voice. Seraphal, hello Issei, what are you doing here? Issei, Leviathan-sama, well, I've come to see my brother since he knows my name. Seraphal, first of all, just tell me, Seraphal. I don't like formalities, and that's all. It was amazing how you did what you did before, how you saved the dove. Gabriel, who are you calling a dove, dwarf? Seraphal became excited upon hearing that voice as she hadn't expected a voice. Issei just showed her his phone, and she noticed he was on a call. But seeing that only formed a smile that Issei didn't like that much. Seraphal, since when do you get along with Issei-chan? He could only blink at what they had just told him, but she just winked at him. Gabriel, stay away from him, or you'll know the consequences. Seraphal, you act like you're his. Gabriel, I'm his girlfriend. Again Seraphol was surprised as she didn't expect such a response. Seraphol, this is new, really. Gabriel, so go. Seraphol, from what I see, this is your first time in the underworld, so you want me to be your guide. Issei, me? Seraphol, good. Taking the phone from Issei to turn it off, Gabriel, upon hearing that the call was ended, unleashed his killer instinct, scaring most of the angels since they didn't know where such power came from. Gabriel left his office and walked through the halls, making everyone shudder in fear. Without wasting any time, he opened his brother's door, scaring him. Michael, what's up? Gabriel, I'm going to the underworld sooner than planned. We'll see each other there. Michael, because. But he received no response since the blonde had left. In the underworld, Seraphol and Issei were in a cafeteria. Seraphol, how did you do it? That pigeon hasn't approached anyone since I've known it. Issei, just passing by. But because of his hatred. Seraphol, honestly, we've always been like this with someone else. But we never went to that extreme, we just do it mostly for fun. Issei, in short, they are friends. Seraphol, something like that. Issei, I understand. Seraphol, tell me Issei, don't you feel bad knowing that you are the only member of your family? Well, you know. Issei, I see you're investigating. And well, the truth is, they don't treat me well. Seraphol, that's great, I'm glad you two get along. Your mom is a great person, I've rarely seen her fight. Issei, yes it is. Sorry for asking, but he shouldn't be at work, being a Mao. Seraphol, I deserve a vacation too, and I'll take advantage of it. There are so many places to visit. Giving him a smile but seeing Issei's surprised expression, she slowly turned around only to see Issei's serious look. Seraphol H. But Gabriel put his hand on Seraphol's head, putting some force. Seraphol, it hurts, let me go. Gabriel, you're very brave now. How about we go outside and talk? Seraphol, Issei-chan, help me. Gabriel, more reason to speak, nor have I had the right to call him that yet. Dragging her out while Issei just continued with his coffee to avoid trouble. Chapter 8. Issei waited a few moments until he saw both girls enter. To his surprise, he didn't notice any signs of fighting. Issei, they're fine. Seraphol, nothing interesting happened. Gabriel, we just talked, I got carried away, ha 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 ha. Issei, I see, but well, we can continue with the tour. Seraphol, of course, although the dove will join now. Gabriel, come on. Issei better not ask what happened and then get out of the way. Minutes before, both girls were outside the cafeteria, and when Gabriel was about to say something, someone else spoke up. Mickey, I finally get to meet my son's girlfriend. Both women turned around to see the light blue-haired girl with a smile. Gabriel, you are his mother. Mickey, you're prettier up close. Gabriel, I had planned to go see her, but we are in a bad situation now. Mickey, I kind of noticed what's going on, and you shouldn't act like that. Seraphol, that's true. Mickey, although Issei-chan didn't want to accept it, he is detained to be loved by many women. Gabriel, I don't think he's in favor of that. Mickey, if you know him, you should know that he is one of those people who doesn't like to say no. Gabriel, you're right. Remembering how in the past Issei helped many people without hesitation. Mickey, you have to adapt, daughter, and as you know, Issei-chan is not one of those people who goes around looking for someone. Gabriel, I never thought my first partner would have to share her more with this dwarf. Seraphol, wow, wait, why do you think that? Gabriel, I know what will happen. Mickey, Gabriel is looking after my son, and if you hurt him, well, you should be aware of the consequences. This also goes for you, Seraphol. Gabriel, Seraphol, yes, mother. They both said instantly and then saw how the woman left the place. Currently, the three of them were walking, leaving many with their mouths open at seeing the two most beautiful women of their features. Some had Issei sent to see in the center of both, but they could do nothing for fear of being killed by the Mao and Archangel. Issei, Seraphal, can you explain to me what that youth meeting is? Seraphal, well, the high-level young devils stand in front of the Demon Council and tell their dreams for the future. Most of the young ones say they want to be a good successor to their family. Issei, I see. Seraphal, after that they get to know each other a little better since the rating games would take place some time later. Issei, what are rating games? Seraphal, everyone fights and the winner is considered the strongest youth of his generation. Issei, and of your generation. Seraphal, Sirzek, you have a good group. Gabriel, when they start we can see them. Issei, it would be interesting. Gabriel, I'll be staying in the underworld for a while before the meeting. Thank you for having me in your dwarf house. Seraphal, what am I? Issei, meeting. Gabriel, we will have a meeting with the Asgard faction. Issei, interesting. Seraphal, you are interested in meeting the god Odin. Issei, a little, but there is a god I wish to meet, well, better said two of them. Seraphal, who? Issei, to the god of the sea, Poseidon and Azura. Gabriel knew why he wanted to meet the god of the sea, and it was because of his heritage, but Azura did not understand that. Seraphal, and why? Issei, curiosity, I guess. Gabriel, well, let's go very slowly. Let's walk faster, there are many things to see. As the days passed, the three of them went to many places. Although both women argued from time to time, they didn't do it like before so as not to make Issei uncomfortable. Seraphal noticed that Issei always gave them a smile, making her blush unintentionally. The day of the youth meeting arrived and Issei had to go at Gabriel's request since he said he was going to be bored and with no other option he had to go. But they had to go straight to the meeting place so as not to disturb the young people. Gabriel, Oni-sama, let me introduce you to my boyfriend. His name is Hayate Issei. Upon hearing this news, Michael spat out the tea he was drinking and heard someone fall, being Azazel. But the two young men did not pay attention to that, especially Gabriel. Michael, how did that happen? Gabriel, just passing by. Issei, I know a few simple words won't be enough, but I promise I'll take care of her. Michael, if she's happy, I have no complaints. She takes care of my sister, yes? Issei just gave a small bow in confirmation. Minutes passed and little by little the leaders began to arrive until they were all gathered. Some time later, the Norse god Odin arrived. Issei, seeing him, realized that he was someone of great power. Sirzek, I'm glad you're here. Odin, it's good to have allies in these times. And to think I'd meet the most beautiful angel today. Gabriel, I have a partner, so wipe that smile off your face. Odin, I see. Azazel, as we have been informed, you have also been attacked by a group, no? Odin, that's right, but they weren't high level. I guess it was just a distraction to steal something from me, but I still don't know what it is. Michael, we're still looking for the reason for all this. Issei, who was just listening from his seat, stood up and stood in front of Gabriel, which surprised her. Gabriel, what's up? Issei didn't say anything as the wall was instantly destroyed, being someone very well known to Odin. Loki, I arrived on time, no. Odin, Loki, what are you doing here? Go back to the house. When I return, we'll talk about this. Loki, I refuse. I will not let you sign a treaty with such a weak race. Snapping his fingers from where Fenrir and his children and Midgardsorms came out. Ajuka, this is a problem. If it were just him he could seal it, but so many can't. Loki, I hope you're ready to die. I'll obviously leave the women alive. Maybe they'll be of some use. Seraphal, you think you'll win so easily. Loki, you forget I'm a god, and no one's a match for my children. Now that I see clearly, here's the angel. Someone asked me to take you, and I'm glad you're here. Gabriel, you'll have to fight first. Summoning his sword to go fight, but Issei took his hand to lower his weapon. Issei, I'll defend you, rest yes. Upon hearing those words, she just gave him a smile to make her weapon disappear. Next, Issei walked in front of Loki and his children. Loki, ha 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 ha, it's a joke. You can't beat me, simple human. Seraphal, Issei, stay away, it's dangerous. Issei, don't worry Serafal, coming to this place helped me a lot. I recently reached the domain of Adolo. Gabriel, amazing as always. Before anyone could say anything, Issei raised his hand, summoning his blue-gold plant. Many people were surprised to see such a thing. Issei, after so many years it's time for you to return to the light. Gabriel, so much trouble you caused with one of the most useless skills in the past. Issei just squeezed the plant where many roots then came out that wrapped everyone. Loki, noticing the state she was in, became annoyed and tried to take it away, but to his surprise, it was more resistant than he thought. After a few seconds he managed to do it together with his companions. Loki, you're going to die, human. Fenrir instantly launched himself at Issei, but he dodged and then pulled out the spider bone from his back. The leaders were surprised to see this again. Issei with just one paw made a punch in Fenrir's back where little by little he began to stagger until he fell to the ground. Loki, damn what you did to my son. Issei only approached him to hit him in the face that knocked him out of the building. Without hesitation he went after him while being followed by the creatures. The leaders also followed him to see what was happening. As soon as they arrived they saw how Issei with his own bare hands was hitting Midgard swarms. Loki, kill that bastard. Issei just jumped to float. Issei, 7th ability, True Spirit Form. Instantly behind him a large figure formed, leaving the leaders in shock at such power. He then summoned his hammer where he raised it while Loki and his children went after Issei. Issei, ahhhhhh. Swinging his hammer towards the group. After that a loud explosion was heard, and when the smoke cleared Loki and company could be seen unconscious. Issei stepped back to let out a sigh and then saw everyone's faces of astonishment. All he could do was give them a nervous smile. Chapter 9. There was complete silence on the part of the leaders for what they had just seen. Serafal, Issei-chan, what was that? Issei, don't say anything about this. Surzek, because now that I think about it, your family said you have no skills and that's it. Issei, it's a secret. I asked that you not tell anyone. I trained in secret so I could protect my family. Gabriel, it was great. Michael, you already knew. Gabriel, of course she is my partner. Michael, how is that? Gabriel, we'll talk about it later, okay? Ajuka, I have never seen such abilities. Azazel, hey, what was that thing that came out of your back? Is it a sacred gear? Issei, no. Turning around to go back to the room, the leaders didn't understand what was going on, so they followed him only to see him stare at the wolf. Gabriel, Issei, don't tell me what. Issei, that's right, you can, but unfortunately it's a 5,000-year-old ring. Gabriel, so weak. Odin, what do you mean by weak? Issei, it's nothing important but it can help. Gabriel, Issei, you have better rings, it won't do you any good. Issei, there's a person here who is compatible with him. Gabriel, who? Issei, that silver-haired woman. Pointing to a woman in a suit standing a little away from the group, everyone instantly stared at her, she just got nervous. Gabriel, I can tell that using magic is impossible. Issei, I'll give him a little of my power and then he'll be able to. Gabriel, I understand. Issei, we will find something suitable for you in the future. Gabriel, I'm in no hurry and it will be great to go back to those times. Issei just smiled at her before standing up and standing in front of the woman who was red from being so close. Issei, pardon my manners, my name is Haida Issei. I am Rossweisse. Issei, tell me Rossweisse, do you wish you had more power to help? Rossweisse, I don't know what you're talking about. Issei, you'll be stronger, obviously I won't force you. Rossweisse, what do I have to do? Issei simply took her hand and led her to the corpse, then sat her down in front of him. He then stood behind them and placed his palms on her back. Issei, Rossweisse, I want you to clear your mind and close your eyes, yes. She just listened, Issei seeing that everything was prepared past a little of his spiritual power, what was necessary so that she could use her ring. An hour passed and the leaders didn't understand what was happening until they saw a yellow ring begin to float over Rossweisse, surprising everyone. Another hour later everything was finished, and they both stood up. Issei, how do you feel? Rossweisse, the truth is I feel a bit strange but strong at the same time. Issei, you'll get used to it. Azazel, what was that? Issei, I'm sorry but I must leave. Surzek, what kind of skills do you have? Issei, see you another time. Leaving the room and leaving the leaders with many questions. Gabriel, it's better if you don't ask, that's okay. Michael, you know what happens. Gabriel, sure, but I won't say anything. And you, Rossweisse, I hope you don't go crazy with power just because you have that ring. Rossweisse, what does it refer to? Gabriel, just act like always and don't overdo it, it's okay. Walking to the exit to look for Issei, the rest wanted to know but they'd better left it since they knew they weren't going to get an answer. Gabriel walked for a few minutes until he found him. Gabriel, thank you for taking care of me. Issei, don't worry. Gabriel, to this day I still say I was a fool for not realizing how great you were. Issei, that's in the past. Gabriel, with the death of my Yi, the only thing that mattered to me was revenge. Issei, you didn't suffer a lot. But you have a big family now, so try to forget about that. Gabriel, I'll try but you have to help me, okay? Issei, and how? Gabriel, you know. But tell me how you managed to put spiritual energy into it. Issei, it wasn't that easy. First, I had to enter her subconscious and close a barrier so that both of their natures wouldn't unite. She'll be able to use that ring without much trouble. Gabriel, what kind of ring would suit me? Issei, we'll find out in due time. But it's best to return home. I've already informed my family that I'm returning to the human world. Gabriel, so let's go on a date. Giving him a smile, Issei nodded, and then they both left. Time passed, and the holidays came to an end, and the students returned to their classes. Although everyone had their mouths on the floor when they saw the new student. Gabriel, hello, my name is Gabriel. I hope we get along, and before anyone asks, I'll say that I have a boyfriend and his name is Issei. Quickly everyone saw the aforementioned who had a nervous smile. The news quickly spread, leaving many surprised by how beautiful Gabriel was. Many tried to get closer, but with just a serious look from her, they left in fear. Issei, I thought you wouldn't be interested in studying. Gabriel, and that's right, but this way we can spend more time together, and it frees me from so much work. Issei, that would be the biggest reason. She just nodded at him as she continued on her way home, and as they did so they passed a silver-haired woman who was crying. Gabriel, Rossweisse, what's up? Upon hearing her name, she looked up to see the couple. Issei, they did something to you. Rossweisse, no, it's just that Odin-sama left me here again. Gabriel, and that. Rossweisse, it's always the same. Issei, we looked for him for you. Rossweisse, he's probably gone to Asgard now and I won't be able to return on my own. Gabriel, it's late, tell me you want to go eat something at our house. Rossweisse, I don't want to be a bother. Gabriel, okay, let's go. Taking her hand to leave, minutes later they arrived at the apartment and started cooking. She wanted to help but they didn't let her. At the end of dinner she was about to leave but was stopped. Issei, where are you going? Rossweisse, I'll look for a place until I get back. Issei, stay here, there's a room available. Rossweisse, you've already been very kind to me. I don't want to be a bother. Gabriel, don't say that. The more the merrier, so we can play some games. Besides, there has to be a second loser, because someone always wins. Issei, sorry. Gabriel, so I'm not going to take no for an answer. You're just staying, okay? Rossweisse, thank you. I promise not to be a bother. Gabriel, and why don't you just stay in the human world and start a new life? Let that old man do what he wanted. Rossweisse, but... Gabriel, don't worry, I'll tell Oniai-sama to tell him something. Rossweisse, Thank you very much, really? Giving them a smile, which the couple returned. Minutes later, the three were playing, with Gabriel coming in third, causing Issei and Rossweisse to laugh at his tantrum. Chapter 10. A week later, Rossweisse entered the academy as a teacher with the help of Gabriel. The silver-haired girl was happy that she could help at least a little by giving classes. At lunchtime, the three of them were in the dining room, being the center of attention. Rossweisse: I don't know if I can adapt to so many looks. Issei: who could it be? Gabriel: I wonder the same thing. But the weird thing is that I always look at them seriously, and I also unleash a bit of my killer instinct. That would drive them away, but it's quite the opposite. Rossweisse: they like danger, I guess. Issei: how strange. Rossweisse: tell me how you met. Issei: we fight. Rossweisse: Gabriel: it was a great battle. Issei: she dressed like a man, ha 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 ha. Rossweisse: and that? Gabriel: I didn't want to attract attention. Rossweisse: and because they were fighting, I don't think you're one of those people who looks for trouble. Issei: one thing is his appearance and another is his attitude. Gabriel: hey. Issei: believe me, Rossweisse-sensei, she was always angry about everything. Rossweisse: wow, so everything they say about you. Gabriel: they are lies, I am someone free to say what I wanted. Rossweisse: how come you didn't fall? Gabriel: secret. Issei: I'm glad you were able to adapt. Rossweisse: it was all thanks to you. Gabriel: Rossweisse, I can make you a suggestion. Rossweisse: of course. Gabriel: do you want to join my group? Rossweisse: like? Gabriel: let's say entourage. Only in my house, my deck? Rossweisse: I don't know what to say. Gabriel: you can think about it. Rossweisse: there's nothing to think about, I'm just happy for this opportunity. Gabriel: don't say that. I'll give you your letter later, and in time, I'll introduce you to your friends. Issei: you have friends? Gabriel: of course, and they're both great. Now that I think about it, you don't know them anymore, so I'll introduce you to them later. Issei: good. Rossweisse: Issei, how do you do those skills? I didn't feel a trace of magic. The more I think about it, the more difficult it is. Issei: you'll understand in time, don't worry. The three continued their conversation until the day came to an end. As the days passed, everything was peaceful, as nothing had happened until the entire room was at the train stop. Gabriel: great trip. Issei: it will be good, but... Looking at his side where his brother had a smile. Hiyama: what things, the third years can also go, ha 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 ha. Issei: yes. Hiyama: I still find it hard to process that you are a couple. Is the end of the world approaching? Gabriel: Issei is lucky, ha 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 ha. They both laughed while Issei just let out a sigh and then entered the train with the others. During the ride, everything was conversation while he looked at the landscape and remembered some things. Gabriel: you want to go back to those days. Issei: I trained for so many years to bring peace, and in the end. Gabriel: I know you're still suffering. Holding Issei's hand as she sometimes heard some screams at night. Gabriel: I'll support you, don't worry. Issei: thank you. Gabriel: this is going to be a good vacation. Issei: of course. A few hours passed until they arrived at the city of Kyoto. Upon arriving at their hotel and leaving their things, they went out to explore a little as a group. Issei: what a peaceful and beautiful place. Rossweisse: who would imagine that people would be calm while a battle is taking place? Issei: yes. Gabriel: with your current power you don't have many worries. Issei: it's never good to be satisfied. Gabriel: let's put this aside and go have some fun because that's why we came. Holding both of their hands and going to various places to see their products and take some photos. That night, the whole group was in the dining room, enjoying their dinner and laughing, before heading to the bathroom. Some boys tried to use the girls' restroom, but were stopped and punished by the teachers. Issei, for his part, went to his room and then lay down on the bed with a slight smile for the good day he had. Minutes later someone knocked on his door. He thought it was his brother who had something to tell him, but when he opened it he saw his beloved. Issei, something's wrong. Gabriel, nothing, I just wanted to see you. Issei, you're going to get scolded for being here. Gabriel, nobody saw me. Sitting on the bed like Issei, before he could say that he received a blow from Gabriel who had used a pillow. They stayed like that for a few minutes laughing until they went to bed. Gabriel, Issei, you are great. Issei, what's that about? Gabriel, you almost never get angry, and you seem calm and treat me well. You're one of a kind. Approaching him and giving him a kiss, then separating with a smile. Gabriel, that's all you'll have. Issei, you come and provoke me, you won't leave so easily. Standing up where Gabriel had a bad feeling, so without hesitation she tried to escape, but Issei grabbed her by her feet to drag her towards him. She held onto the sheets, but it was impossible for her. When Issei was close to her she tried to move away, but he held both of her hands. Gabriel, so finally. Issei, that was your intention when coming here, wasn't it? Gabriel, let's be just one, yes. Issei, you know what will happen if we do it more for you. Gabriel, Issei, I love you with all my heart, I don't need anything else. He just kissed her as she kissed back. A few minutes later they were both lying down without clothes while kissing. Gabriel, be kind, yes. While he had a smile on his face, a tear came out at the same time. Issei just wiped it away to smile back. The next day Issei opened his eyes only to see Gabriel's. Issei, how are you? Gabriel, it was a good night. Issei, they won't say anything since they won't find you in your room. Gabriel, no one's coming in. And I don't think I'll be able to get up all day. My back hurts. Issei, what do you want me to do? Gabriel, I didn't think love would hurt so much at first. Issei, I'll get you some food and ice. Gabriel, thank you. Watching Issei put on his clothes and then watch him leave the room, she could only turn red as a tomato remembering everything that happened during the night. But still I didn't regret anything, on the contrary I was very happy. Chapter 11. Issei was walking back to his room only to see Gabriel at the window feeling the morning breeze. Issei, better. Gabriel, a little, you know. Issei, I should have told you this the day we started dating, but I honestly didn't have the courage. Issei, what's going on? Gabriel, you know how difficult it was to pass those exams to become a god, right? Issei, they were difficult years, and with each exam the difficulty became even more dangerous. Gabriel, there was a test that I almost didn't pass because I let myself be guided by my hatred. Issei, what's the point of remembering the past? Gabriel, I understand that you're confused. You've always told me why I haven't fallen despite my attitude. Issei, the truth is a little. Gabriel, the truth is this. Turning around as her golden hair began to change to a black color. Gabriel, the truth is that I am also a fallen angel. Issei, you were born already a fall. Gabriel, yes. Issei, so your father realized it or not? Gabriel, maybe, but he never said anything to me. Maybe that's the reason why he was more attentive to me. Issei, you are the first to fall, not Leader Azazel. Gabriel, that's right, and that's why he acted so freely. I was actually a little surprised when I realized this. Issei, you thought I was going to reject you just because you were a fool. You think so little of me. Gabriel, I know you weren't going to reject me because I know you have a good heart. Approaching Issei to give him a hug. Gabriel, I was finally able to tell you, now I feel much better. Issei, your teammates know it. Gabriel, of course they are my best friends, but I'll tell Rossweisse later. Issei, I guess your brothers don't know. Gabriel, thinking about it, there's no hurry. Issei, you've been thinking about it for many years. Gabriel, hee. Issei, eat something, I heard we'll be leaving later. Gabriel, I won't do it, I'll stay in the room to rest, my waist hurts, thanks to someone. Issei, rest. Giving her a kiss on the forehead as she leaves the room. Gabriel, I feel better, you are the best, Issei. With a smile, she sat down on the bed and ate something. On the first floor, all the students were gathered, ready to begin the tour. Rossweisse, and Gabriel, do you know where it is? Issei, I went to his room and he's not feeling very well. Rossweisse, I understand, one of these days we can train. I still don't understand this whole ring thing very well. Issei, of course, when we get back we'll do it. Rossweisse, thank you. I also heard from Gabriel that you want to create a group. Issei, I understand. Rossweisse, I don't know if it will be possible, but I can join. Issei, you were always part of my sect. Rossweisse, great, well it's time to go. Going to the front to guide his students. Hayama, wow. Issei, what's that about? Hayama, I thought you were going to be a one-woman man, but in the end. Giving him a mischievous smile. Issei, I don't know what you mean. Starting to walk. Hayama, don't act like a brother, you know very well what I mean. Following him to talk a little, or rather bother him, but Issei just looked at the stalls without paying much attention. Issei, I heard our parents returned to the countryside. Hayama, that's what I was told, right now they are in the United States. Issei, tell me Hayama, is something happening? Hayama, there have been attacks like that time when the treaty was signed. Well, it's an organization called the Khaos Brigade. Issei, and what do they want? Hayama, I don't really know much about that, but there are some very difficult days ahead. It would be better if you stayed away for a bit for your safety. I won't always be able to be around. Issei, don't worry, I'll be fine, just worry about your loved ones. Hayama, speaking of which. Opening his eyes in surprise and then running away. Hayama, we'll talk later. Issei continued on his way until he reached a shrine. Issei, it's a nice place. Feeling the breeze as well as feeling the many energies nearby and how they were going in his direction without good intentions. Without much difficulty, he avoids everyone's attacks to take out the blue plant to capture all his attackers. Please let them go. Issei, they attacked me first because they had to. You have my mother, tell me where she is. Issei, miss, I think you are wrong about something. It is the first time I come to Kyoto. Lie. Issei, if I had your mother, do you think you would have the opportunity to be talking so freely right now? You're right. Lowering his guard a little, just like Issei, who let his attackers free. Issei, I know it's none of my business, but I can help you with something. I just want to know where my mother is. Issei, what are your and your mother's names? Excuse my manners, my name is Kunu and my mother is the yokai leader. Her name is Yasaka. Issei, my name is Haida Issei. Sitting on the floor in the lotus position and then closing his eyes. The yokai saw him strange for what he was doing, but they didn't know that Issei was growing his plant all around Kyoto to look for an aura similar to Kunu's. And after 2 minutes he found her, and then opened his eyes and stood up. Kunu, what was I doing? Issei, I was looking for his mother, I already know where she is. Kunu, as he did. Issei, I got help. Kunu, where is it? Issei, not far from here, but I must inform you that there are people of great power around you. I imagine they must be your captors. Kunu, they are few but of great power. Before they took my mother we both fought, but she told me to leave. Shedding a few tears as she remembered that moment. Issei, she just wanted you to be safe. Don't worry, she's fine right now, she's just unconscious. Kunu, I have to go. Issei, first think of a plan if you go, and they find out they will escape, and there will be no second chance. Kunu, I know it's a lot to ask for besides what we did to him, but... Issei, don't worry, I'll help you. Kunu, thank you very much. Issei, the fewer people the better, so the mission will take place tonight. Kunu, thank you. Issei, see you at this place later. Giving a small bow and then leaving. Kunu-sama is sure to trust him, maybe it's a trap. Kunu, he can be trusted, I could feel it. starting to walk to get ready. Later, Issei was returning to his room to see Gabriel training. Issei, you look better. Gabriel, better than ever. Issei, Gabriel, I need your help with something. Gabriel, sure, tell me what's going on. Issei, the yokai leader has been kidnapped. Gabriel, what? Having an expression of astonishment, Issei took a seat to tell him everything that happened, leaving the angel a little surprised. Gabriel, I understand, then tonight we will go save her. Issei, that's right, and the less the better, that's why I'm telling you, and I want you to tell Rossweisse. Gabriel, I'll tell him. Issei, you know about the Chaos Brigade. Gabriel, more than I would like. I suppose another war like that is coming. Issei, that won't happen. I don't wish to see unnecessary deaths. After this trip, we'll go find some suitable rings for you. Gabriel, I'll be ready. Issei, well then, inform Rossweisse. Standing up to go watch the sunset as Gabriel called out to his friend. Chapter 12. Hours passed until the moment arrived where the three members took the road to where they were going to meet. Kunu, thanks for the help again. Issei, don't worry. Gabriel, well, what's the plan? Issei, tell me, Kunu, how strong they are since you had the opportunity to fight against them. Kunu, they are very strong. One of them has the true Longinus and the others are skilled. Rossweisse, as far as I know there is only one person with said weapon. This is not very good. Issei, who is it? Rossweisse, the faction of heroes. Issei, it seems the name doesn't fit them. Rossweisse, they are descendants of heroes and all possess high-level weapons as well as skill. Gabriel, this will be interesting. I want to see what my friend Ross-chan is capable of. Rossweisse, is it just me or have I been happier today? Gabriel, I had a good night. Rossweisse, I don't understand. Kunu, I do. Seeing Issei and then Gabriel with some surprise since he could feel their auras mixed together. Issei, well, follow me. Starting to walk while being followed by the three women. The more they did it, the closer they were to their goal until Issei raised his hand for them to stop. Issei, there they are. Kunu approached to see her mother lying on the ground while one of the members created a magic circle underneath her. Kunu, we have to go. I'm afraid they'll do something bad to him. Issei, Gabriel, you can handle those two swordsmen. Gabriel, that offends me, you know. It's obvious that if I lose I would be dishonoring myself. Issei, fine, Rossweisse, you can handle the biggest one while I take care of the leader and the magician. Rossweisse, don't worry, I'll do my best. Kunu, and me. Issei, support Rossweisse. As soon as he finished saying those words he jumped and fell in front of the heroes who were surprised because they hadn't heard anyone for miles. Who are you? Issei, no one important, I just came for her. It's a joke, right? Because if it is, it's very bad, and what chance do you have against us, descendants of heroes? I don't feel any power in him. I'm amazed that he has so much courage to come and say so much nonsense. Are you an idiot, or what? Ha 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 ha. I don't kill nameless people like your name. Issei, let the woman go. You and who else? At that moment the heroes felt a great amount of mana where they turned around only to get a big surprise of seeing an angel. Gabriel, he is not alone. Descending to then summon his sword and stick it into the ground. Both swordsmen noticed that this was not a normal sword. Seconds later Rossweisse and Kunu entered and stood next to Issei. Not bad at all. An angel and no one else but the Archangel Gabriel herself, that is a surprise, and also the daughter of the leader and a Valkyrie. Rossweisse, let the Kitsune leader go, this could cause a war. Ha 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 ha. Gabriel, that guy's crazy just for power. If he were on the other side, he'd be underground by now. Issei, then it will be by bad means. Well, that's fine, I Chow Chow and my companions are going to finish you off. He planted his weapon in the ground while the rest took up attack positions. Gabriel without hesitation launched himself against both swordsmen who were surprised by his speed where the girl barely managed to defend herself from the attack. Rossweisse saw Kuno nod at her where they both launched themselves at the largest being Heracles. Chow chow, then with you and me, this will be boring. Issei didn't say anything as he started walking while then jumping and letting out some of his spiritual energy that surprised both heroes. George, what a strange power, and it's not normal. Issei, I hope you're ready for the consequences. Some stopped their fight in surprise while Gabriel had a smile because it brought back some memories. Little by little Issei's outfit changed and he summoned one of his weapons, causing Chow Chow and company to fall to their knees. With every step Issei took the pressure was even greater. Rossweisse, wow, what is that? Gabriel, a true god. Kuno, what does it mean? Gabriel, there are gods who are strong, but a true god, with his mere presence, must be able to bring anyone to their knees. Rossweisse, and we are fine. Gabriel, we are companions. If we were enemies that would be a very different story. Issei, I don't like to take everything to violence but I have no other choice. Chow chow, who are you to have such great power? Issei, no one of importance, but if you want trouble, I have no choice but to defend those who can't do it. Chow chow, you don't understand since you were born with so much power. All races mock humans just because we're weak. I'm going to prove that we're better. Issei, you chose the wrong path. Besides, no one is born strong. To reach the top, you must have people you want to protect. Chow chow, fight properly better. Issei, you better go. I don't like unnecessary battles. But if you wish to fight later, remember my name is Haida Issei, and if you ever hurt someone close to me, you'll find no place to hide. Lifting Chow Chow up where he was able to see his murderous gaze. Where everyone could move their bodies at will and without hesitation they left. Gabriel, I don't know why you brought us if in the end you were going to do it all by yourself. Issei just went back to his normal attire and gave them a nervous smile. I walk a little to bend down and check on the kitsun's condition. Kuno, how are you? Issei, she's fine, just a little weak, she'll wake up soon and when she does it's better if she's in a familiar place. Kuno, thank you very much, how can I pay for this? Issei, no need, just leave it like that. Kuno, but... Gabriel, go to your mom before she wakes up. Kuno said nothing as she took her mom in her arms and then left. Rossweisse, it's a good thing it's all over. Issei, Rossweisse, I'm leaving school for a while, just like Gabriel, and I want you to do the same. We have to go train. Rossweisse, I understand I still have a lot to learn and it's really exciting. Issei, I'm glad to hear that. Gabriel, very fun days are coming. Issei, maybe? Elsewhere a person was outside his house thinking about what happened not long ago. Is that possible or not? Having some memories, but after analyzing it for a few seconds he shook his head since it would be impossible for that to happen. Chapter 13. After rescuing the yokai leader, the three members resumed their journey to the hotel until Issei stopped them. Gabriel, something's wrong. Issei, I was just thinking about everything that happened. Rossweisse, can I ask you a question, Issei? Well, although you don't need to answer me. Issei, tell me. Rossweisse, how did you get so strong, and what is that power, and how can I use it without any problem? Issei, it's hard to explain the truth but don't be afraid it will help you go far. Gabriel, you'll be feared later on, and if you train too often, that ring can evolve into one that lasts 10,000 years. Issei, that's right. Gabriel, what memories those were, but well, let's rest because this trip is coming to an end and then we have to go to training. Speaking of which, where will we go? Issei, thinking about it better, why not? We better go now. Rossweisse, where will we go? Issei, not far but could you inform us that we will be leaving since an emergency arose and you as a teacher could tell us to accompany us. Rossweisse, sure, I'll make some calls. Gabriel, where will we go? Issei, to the underworld. I heard that there are many animals there. In this place there are no animals that old except for those that belong to legends. Gabriel, like the Kraken, Leviathan, Bahamut and all those. Issei, Exactly, but the Leviathan. Gabriel, you want to give it to that one. Issei, it bothers you. Gabriel, I have no problem sharing you, but she's like my enemy. I'll have to adapt since my mother-in-law has already given her consent. Issei, and me. Gabriel, dear, I know how you are. In the past you couldn't because you were afraid of those rabbits. Issei, I don't know what to say. Rossweisse, everything is ready, let's go. Issei saw Gabriel where he created a magic circle to teleport to the underworld, appearing in an alley. There he changed his clothes just like his partner. Gabriel, how I see myself. Issei, good as always, you too, Rossweisse. Rossweisse, thank you. Rossweisse, but where will we go? Issei, to the forest of relatives, but we will go to the most dangerous area. Gabriel, how exciting, I already want to go back to how it was before, ha 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 ha. Rossweisse, like. Issei, let's go. Leaving the alley to start walking all the way, they were the center of attention from the girls. Some demons tried to approach, but Gabriel left them with one foot in the grave, something that surprised Rossweisse since she thought Issei was going to hit them. After walking for several minutes, they reached their destination, where Issei released his killer instinct to keep away the weakest. Issei, Gabriel, before we go in, we have to change your body, okay? Gabriel, of course. Issei, it will be painful since you have a lot of magic, so hold on, okay? Gabriel, I'll put up with anything just to be at your level, no problem. They both sat on the floor while Rossweisse looked around so they wouldn't be disturbed. Time passed and Gabriel did his best to resist, but the pain was unbearable, but after an hour it had come to an end. Issei, you did well. Gabriel, I almost fainted, but it turned out okay. Issei, well, tell me what kind of creature we should look for you. Gabriel, a fast one, you know I like to fight in the air. Issei, I understand. Starting to walk, and after half an hour of searching, Issei stopped his pace. Gabriel, I don't know why, but I feel something strange. Issei, I didn't think we'd find one that strong so soon. Moving the branches a little to reveal a lion with wings. Gabriel, how is it possible? Rossweisse, what's up? Gabriel, for that kind of beast to exist, it must have a lot of power to hide itself very well. Issei, he is 12,000 years old. Rossweisse, and that would be it. Issei, I'll give you a brief explanation. Rossweisse, you'll see the rings that I own just like you are divided like this. White, 10 years spirit ring. Yellow, 100 years spirit ring. Purple, 1,000 year spirit ring. Black, 10,000 year spirit ring. Red, 100,000 years spirit ring. Rossweisse, then the one I own. Issei, it's close to 10,000 with a little more training. There are also ranks for each ring. 1 to 10, Scholar Spirit. 11 to 20, Master Spirit. 21 to 30, Grand Master Spirit. 31 to 40, Expert. 41 to 50, Ancestor Spirit. 51 to 60, Spirit King. 61 to 70, Emperor Spirit. 71 to 80, Wise Spirit. 81 to 90, Spirit Dolo. 91 to 99, Titled Dolo. 100, Titled God. Rossweisse, I would be between 30 and 40, isn't that right? Issei, that's right, the more you train, the more you'll realize your rank. Rossweisse, one last question. Issei, tell me. Rossweisse, how did you come up with so many things, and why can't other people do this? Issei, this. Gabriel, he got lucky when he killed the creature in the past, and when he buried it he noticed something strange and bam, that's what happened. Issei, it sounds crazy, but it's true. For now, only the two of us are capable of doing this. Gabriel, we will soon be 3. Rossweisse, can you explain more to me later, please? The truth is I like learning new things. Issei, sure, but well, it's time for action. Gabriel, come on, Rossweisse, help me. Activating her armor just like Rossweisse, and then both of them launch into the attack. Issei for his part decided to go exploring to kill his time since he knew he couldn't help. But he stopped his step as he felt someone coming in his direction at great speed and quickly created a spear to stop the attack. "What are you doing on my territory?" "Issei, I didn't know this place had an owner." "Now you know, but you're going to die." Issei pushed the great dragon to take an attack position, and then launched himself into the attack and created vines with the blue plant. He then summoned his hammer to hit it, causing it to spit blood. "How come you are so strong?" "Issei, I'm sorry but I have to finish this." "Wait, I give up, I'm no match for you, much less for that weapon." Making her body shine, revealing a light blue hair. "I shouldn't have acted like that, but the demons just come in and take my people." "Issei, I understand. My name is Tiamat." "Issei, hi to Issei, and the truth is you were right when you attacked me, my companions, and I went in to kill a beast, it's a winged lion." "Tiamat, wait, they entered the Forbidden Forest, no one leaves that place alive, even I don't know what's in there." "Issei, both will be fine, I'll go see, they should have finished by now." "Tiamat, I'll go with you." "Issei, okay." Starting to walk while Tiamat had a smile, Issei was obviously unaware of what he had done when fighting the dragon just now. Chapter 14. Issei, upon arriving, saw Gabriel sitting in the lotus position while absorbing his enemy's ring. "Issei, they did it." "Rossweisse, it wasn't that easy, it was a tough battle but we came out alive, but who is she?" "Issei, she is Tiamat the Dragon Queen we met by chance." "Rossweisse, I understand, you know how long it will take to do that." "Issei, I don't know, that depends on her." Taking a seat in case something happened. A few hours passed, and Issei didn't realize she was having an internal battle. After a while she slowly opened her eyes where the first thing she saw was Issei. She formed a smile to throw herself at him. "Gabriel, I did it." "Issei, it'll take you some time." "Gabriel, it wasn't easy but I won in the end too." Standing up to show off his 10,000-year-old black ring. "Gabriel, my first ring is worth 10,000, it's a miracle. If this had happened in the past, I would be greatly admired." "Rossweisse, you did it, I'm glad." "Gabriel, thank you." Having a smile until I erase it when I see Tiamat. "Gabriel, and who is she?" "Tiamat, my name is Tiamat, and I am Issei's partner." Upon hearing this, the aforementioned spat out the drink he had in his mouth to see her in shock. Before he could say anything, Gabriel lunged at him and grabbed him by the collar with a smile. "Gabriel, something to say, dear?" "Issei, I have no idea." "Tiamat, you're human from what I noticed, so you shouldn't know." "Gabriel, what do you mean?" "Tiamat, well, for dragons what matters most is power, so when a male defeats a female she will be destined to follow him." "Gabriel, what stupidity, there's no need, just go." "Tiamat, I would, but he is cute and has interesting skills." Taking Issei's arm. "Gabriel, don't touch it." Releasing her power, Tiamat gave him a challenging smile to release her power. "Issei, enough, there's no need to get to this point." "Tiamat, let her if she wants this." "Issei, it's not time to fight, okay?" "Rossweisse, why don't we go to a quieter place? This place is a bit scary, to be honest." "Issei, Rossweisse is right, let's get out of here." Starting to walk, already outside the forest they went to a cafeteria, being the center of attention of the demons when they saw so many beauties. "Issei, Tiamat, you don't need to do that, let's just pretend this never happened." "Tiamat, I won't, you'll adapt in time." "Gabriel, no more, I have enough with the dwarf from Seraphol, I accept Rossweisse because she is pretty and calm." "Rossweisse, and what do I have to do with this?" "Gabriel, you know what ability I have, so don't say anything else, okay?" Rossweisse turned red as a tomato when she noticed that her feelings were discovered. She slowly looked up to see Issei, but he was trying to stop the two women from arguing. "Issei, we have better things to do, all right. Let's leave the discussions for another time." "Gabriel, good." "Issei, thank you." "Tiamat, I really didn't think that the beautiful and unique Gabriel would have a partner. Gabriel, but what are you saying? Am I made of stone or what? Issei, I better go. Standing up to go for a walk. Once outside, I let out a sigh and walk aimlessly until I reach a park to sit down and think about what to do next. Issei, at least my brother has a good time, as do my parents. He sat for a few minutes and then stood up, but as he did so and took a few steps, he collided with someone. Issei, yes, I'm sorry. Opening his eyes in surprise and taking a few steps at a time just like the person. Issei, Bibi Dong, how is it possible? How are you there? Bibi Dong, Tang Sang. Issei, what are you doing here, or rather how did you get here? Bibi Dong, that's why the power that became familiar to me not long ago is you. Issei, I thought I'd never see your face again after what happened that moment. Bibi Dong, it was a great war. And tell me what happened after my death. Was there peace, something you so desperately wanted? Issei, I just wanted peace and quiet, but you didn't want that. Bibi Dong, that's already happened and now we are here in another place and a new life. Although I no longer have my abilities, it doesn't mean I'm weak. Issei, you're a demon, I can tell. Bibi Dong, that's right, I belong to the Bale family, my name is Alice, if you don't mind, call me that from now on. Issei, I understand, my name is Haida Issei. Alice, a good family, you know what Tang I mean. Issei, why don't we leave the past behind and make a new beginning? Extending his hand. Issei, okay, I accept. Alice, how easy. Issei, I don't want to remember anything about that place. Alice, something happened, didn't it? Having a slight smile, Issei was going to answer, but at that moment Alice felt a very powerful sacred power. Without thinking, she created a barrier to stop the attack, but in doing so she opened her eyes to know more power, just like the blonde. Gabriel, Mom. Alice, Jianrenshua, how is it possible? Gabriel, how did you get here? Alice, that's what I should say. But why are you attacking me out of nowhere? Gabriel, you were in front of Issei. Alice, as you know him. Gabriel, he's my boyfriend. Alice, what? How is it possible if you are sworn enemies? Gabriel, many things happened, and I no longer have that name. My name is Gabriel. Alice, so you're Gabriel, just as beautiful as you were in the past, and you have that same temperament. But the only thing you don't have is your skills. But she was shocked again when she saw Gabriel take out his only ring with a smile. Alice, how is it possible? I tried in many ways. Gabriel, all thanks to the help of my love. Taking Issei's arm with a smile, he just had a nervous smile. Alice, so you possess all your power. That would be cheating for this world. You're more than a god. Gabriel, it's not nice. Alice, tell me, Issei, what did you do to her, because she acts like an idiot? She wasn't like that. Issei, I don't know. Alice, well, it's better if I go. We'll talk another time more calmly. Okay, and one more thing, it's nice to see you again, daughter. Gabriel, we are no longer family. Bibi Dong, now we have separate paths. Alice, I understand, they look good together. If this had happened before, I can't imagine what kind of place it would be. Gabriel, goodbye. Leaving with Issei, while Alice had a slight smile. Alice, this will be interesting. Chapter 15. Issei entered the Leviathan mansion with Gabriel, while the rest were in the living room. Serafal, it took them a while to get back to where they were. Issei, I just walked a bit and ran into Gabriel. Serafal, I understand. Well, I wanted to tell you, if you want to go to the raiding game tomorrow is the final. Issei, now that I remember Hiyama told me about that, I'll go. I have to support him because if I don't, he might get angry. Serafal, great, then it's already said, but the truth is it's somewhat uncomfortable since, well. Seeing Tiamat, who just gave him a smile. Issei, don't worry, we'll leave soon, I think. Serafal, it's been a while since there was so much noise here. I'm really glad you're here, well, except for the pigeon. Gabriel, I love you too, shorty. Issei, we can talk a little further away from here. Seraphol, because. Gabriel, it's serious. Taking Issei's hand to lead him to the courtyard, the other two just shrugged. Already in the courtyard, they both sat down where Gabriel noticed the lost look that Issei had had for some time. Gabriel, you're worried she'll do something. Issei partly. Gabriel, she won't do anything. I noticed she changed a lot. It seems she's kinder, and that's despite the fact she's a demon, ha 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 ha. Issei, what I wonder is if other people are also here and are able to remember their past just like us. Gabriel, I hadn't thought about it, I'll investigate. Issei, I'll do the same too, but that will be after the school festival. Gabriel, I'd already forgotten. It'll be fun, really. I learn new things about this place every time. I haven't left heaven much in the past, so I'm new to all this. Issei, well, it's normal, even I have a hard time understanding some things. Gabriel, well, let's not think about trivial things now, let's just let things flow. Taking Issei's hand to give him a smile that he returned. Both stayed there for a while. The next day, the rating game finals took place between Rias and Sarah Bale, with the latter being the most favored to win. Issei on his side was with his group in a private room watching the fight, although he was a little nervous since he couldn't see it, since on one side was Gabriel and on the other Tiamat, and in the center Seraphol, while Rossweisse was aside a little sad since there was no room for her. Issei, they shouldn't go anywhere else, I'm a bit hot. Seraphol, I'll take care of it. Creating some stakes that instantly began to cool the room. Issei, I didn't mean that. Gabriel, it will be an interesting battle, right? Who do you think will win? Tiamat, I find it hard to admit, but the Gremry girl will win. Issei, because you say so. Tiamat, I know you know. Your brother is the bearer of that lizard, and I can tell he's very strong. Issei, what about Seraphol? I really don't know much. Seraphol, he's one of the strongest youngsters yet. It'll be interesting to watch, and tell me what they do next. Issei, go to the academy, there will be a festival, I hope you attend. Seraphol, I'll be there, ha 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 ha. Gabriel, you don't have a job or something. Seraphol, yes, but someone does it for me, so everything is fine. Gabriel, what a lazy woman. Seraphol, look who's talking, she lets her two companions do it for her. Gabriel, how do you know that? Seraphol, I have contacts. Gabriel, Oni-sama. You'll pay for this. Before Seraphol could continue bothering her, someone knocked on the door. Rossweisse stood up to open the door and let the person in. Gabriel, I mean Alice. Seraphol, you know her. Gabriel, we met recently. Turns out we have something in common, right? Alice, that's right. Tiamat, you come to support your nephew. Alice, you could also say that I wish to discuss something with Hiwoto Issei. Issei, what do you want to talk about? Alice, maybe later, it's a personal thing. Gabriel, I know, ha 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 ha. Seraphol, what are you talking about? Gabriel, adult things. Seraphol, Issei-chan, she bothers me a lot. Hugging Issei, making Gabriel angry where he tried to separate her from Issei, who only had a nervous smile. Alice still found it hard to believe that her daughter would act that way. Although he had a small smile since in part that's how he had to act in the past. Issei stood up to leave the room with Alice, leaving the rest in shock. Once outside, they left the stadium to get some peace and quiet. They walked for a few minutes until they reached a cafeteria, which, luckily, was empty. Issei, what do you want? Alice, I want to go back to what I was before. Issei, you talk about ruling, do you still wish to do so? Alice, obviously not, that would be stupid. Issei, so what plan do you have? Alice, I just want to be strong. I guess you already know there's a war coming. Issei, I'm aware. Alice, I've been in a war and it was very bloody and I really don't want to be in any other ones. Issei, by I mean Alice, the truth is I still haven't forgiven you for everything that happened in the past. Alice, I'm aware of everything I did, but we all have a past, and your teacher was aware of it. Issei, I see. Let me think about it for now, okay? Besides, it's not easy to find a ring. Gabriel's was partly luck. Alice, I understand. Issei, I'm glad you changed. I guess things would be different in the past if you hadn't done all those things. Alice, dying helps you think better, ha 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 ha. Issei, it's rare to see you laugh. Alice, Issei, I hope we are friends. Extending his hand, Issei took it with a smile, since the last thing he wanted to do was fight. Alice, well, since everything is resolved, it's best if I leave. Issei, I'll find you later. Alice, thank you. Leaving the cafeteria while Issei stood there thinking about everything that would come next. Chapter 16. The battle between Hayama and Serorg had come to an end, giving the Gremry group the victory with the strongest young demon. The girls on their side went out to look for Issei until they found the one who was still in the cafeteria. Gabriel, Issei, what are you doing here? The battle is over. Issei, seriously, and who won? Gabriel, your brother was obviously stronger thanks to everything your parents taught him in addition to having that dragon. Tiamat, puff, that lazy guy will pay me later. Rossweisse, something's wrong, you look very thoughtful. Gabriel, did that woman tell you something? Because if so, I can talk to her. Issei, nothing, just thinking about some things, and you should talk to her later, you have things to resolve, right? Gabriel, it will be later, so let's leave that topic for now, yes. Issei, you're right, it's better to go home, but first, Tiamat, you'll seriously follow us. Tiamat, of course, you are my future husband. Issei, I see, we'll have to look for a bigger house. Rossweisse, I could go. Gabriel, none of that, you are already part of the family, besides you are part of my group, I will not leave you alone. Rossweisse, thank you. Issei, it's also fun to see Gabriel upset since he always ends up last, ha 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 ha. Gabriel, that's not funny. Having a pout that Issei found adorable but didn't say anything. Later the whole group was in the house. Issei, well, tomorrow we have to go to classes. Gabriel, I don't want to be boring. Issei, we left the trip to Kyoto halfway through, you forget, and we haven't been there in a while. Gabriel, it is not necessary in itself, but it can be done. Tiamat, Issei, what plans do you have for the future? You are strong, you must have something in mind. Issei, in the past, I just wanted to start a group, but it didn't turn out the way I thought it would. But I know things will be different now, so I'll start the Septa again. Tiamat, you have my support. Rossweisse, you've always had mine. Gabriel, I'm the sub-leader. Issei, thanks everyone, but now I have things to do, although it will be after the festival. Tiamat, and that would be it. Issei, I'll go looking for 2 people, it will be somewhat dangerous, so I'll go alone with Gabriel. Tiamat, no matter how much I insist, you won't let me go, right? Issei, but yes. Rossweisse, good luck. Issei, that's right, well, to kill time they want to play. Pulling out a Monopoly making Gabriel shiver. A few days later, the festival took place, where the occult club was packed and there was a long line of both men and women. Men to see the girls mostly because of Gabriel, and women to see Issei. Rias, I'm tired, I can't do it anymore. Gabriel, and whose idea was it to do this? I wanted a haunted house. Asia, you are an angel and that is bad. Gabriel, little Asia, you have a misunderstanding about angels. Do you think we only think about goodness or something? We also like to have fun. Issei, before I was more serious and scared everyone. Gabriel, what did you say, dear? Having a sweet smile making Issei shudder, without saying anything he better returned to his work. The hours passed until everything came to an end where everyone was dancing. Issei, Hayama, I have to go away for a while. Hayama, and where will you go? Issei, not far, but I'll be back soon, I just want to clear up some doubts I have. Hayama, I understand, and you'll go alone. Issei, Gabriel will go with me, I don't think he wants to stay here. Hayama, I figured as much. I wish you luck. But the old folks already know that. Issei, no, and it's better that way. Hayama, ha 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 ha, they can lock you up because they think it would be dangerous. Issei, don't make me remember, but well, I'll leave tonight. Hayama, take care, and if anything happens, don't hesitate to call. Extending the fist that Issei bumped, then turned around and left. Gabriel, and off we go. Issei, let's go. Heading towards their destination, Greece. They both took a leap of faith to take flight towards their destiny. Gabriel, what are you planning? Issei, Gabriel, there is something I haven't told you, and that is that I don't have my trident and sword. Gabriel, but you used it against the heroes. Issei, only the truth believes her. Gabriel, so? Issei, I'm going to visit Poseidon and Azura just to find my weapons. Gabriel, you'll get into trouble if you try to take their weapons away, and I say you'll get into trouble with the whole faction. Issei, I guess, but I'll try to talk. Gabriel, well, your thing is talking and mine isn't, so we'll be fine. Issei, you already thought when you talked to your mom, it wasn't a good goodbye as I remember. Gabriel, I'm working on it, to be honest. I still find it hard to believe she's here, although with me here, it's not so strange, I think. Issei, Gabriel, the truth is this is my third reincarnation. Gabriel, what? Stopping his flight just like Issei. Gabriel, it's a joke, right? Issei, no. Gabriel, now I understand why you always had strange ideas like medicine or hidden weapons. Issei, in my first life I was something of a murderer, but in the end I decided to end my life because of things of the Septa. Gabriel, wow, but it's hard to believe. Issei, I didn't even tell Xiaowu that, it's the first time I've told someone this. Gabriel, seriously, the truth is I'm glad to know, that makes me feel special. Issei, and you are? Gabriel, well, let's continue on our way. Issei, you're right, we're still far from our destination. Gabriel gave her a smile as they continued on their flight, which took about 3 days until they reached their destination. They both bought normal outfits so as not to attract so much attention. Gabriel, and well, what is the plan? Issei, follow me. Taking the path to the sea, whereupon reaching the shore he put his finger in the water, causing a path to form. Issei, this path will lead us to the trident. Gabriel, genial. Issei, Gabriel, when you have more rings, I feel like you'll be able to take the angel god test again. Gabriel, it would be amazing if I were close to your level. Taking the hand of your beloved so that both of you can take the path to your destiny.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.